Okay, so imagine you need a plumber.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you do?
Well, probably grab my phone and search for a plumber nearby. Someone who can come quickly.
Exactly. And that's what everyone else is doing too. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into how businesses can use Google Maps to make sure they're the ones popping up in those searches.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people, they don't think about it, but Google Maps, it's not just for like directions. It's like this massive marketplace. Literally billions of people are on there every month looking for business.
So if your business isn't showing up in those search results, you're missing out on a huge opportunity.
You're basically invisible.
What are some of the risks businesses face by neglecting their Google presence?
Well, first of all, Google might create a profile for your business without you even knowing it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's called an unclaimed profile, and it might have outdated or even inaccurate information. So many businesses, they pour their heart into their craft, their product, their service, but they often miss out on the sheer power of Google Maps as a marketing tool.
Right.
And we're talking over 1 billion users every single month,
Wow.
actively looking for services just like yours.
1 billion?
Yeah. It's pretty amazing how many local businesses could totally crush it online if they knew just a few things, but they're missing out on some really basic stuff.
Yeah.
It's like they have a treasure map, but they never actually go looking for the treasure.
Oh, I love that analogy. Awesome. So let's unpack this. First up, the Google Business Profile, or GBP for short.
Right.
Is it really that important?
Yeah, it's super important.
I mean, isn't just being on the map enough?
It's not quite enough. Think of your GBP as your digital storefront.
Okay.
Would you let your physical shop have like a cracked window and a flickering neon sign?
Definitely not.
Right. First impressions are everything.
Yeah.
It shows your business name, location, phone number, website, hours, photos, customer reviews, and more.
So it's basically everything a potential customer needs to know right there at their fingertips.
Precisely.
Okay, so this deep dive is all about helping you find that treasure map and helping you dig up all the good stuff. We're talking GBPs, online reviews, local SEO, and even turning those missed calls into new customers. Ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Okay, first up, the Google Business Profile, or GBP. It's like your shop's front door online. It's the first thing people see when they search for a business like yours.
Yeah, and first impressions are super important, right? You really need to have a complete and updated GBP in this day and age. But over 1 billion people use Google Maps every month.
Wow, 1 billion. That's crazy. So it's not enough to just have a listing on there. You've got to make sure that listing is bringing in customers and showing them what makes your business awesome.
Exactly. And you'd be surprised how many businesses don't even bother.
So it's more than just like name, address, phone number.
Oh, way more. Think of it as your storefront. You want it to be, eye-catching, inviting. You want people to walk in. Same thing with your profile online. It's got to have all the info people need, good photos, and those reviews. Tons of businesses either haven't claimed their GBP or they just have these incomplete profiles. They're basically invisible to a huge chunk of their potential customers.
It's like having a store, but the sign is all faded and nobody can read it.
Yeah.
You might have the best stuff inside, but nobody even knows you exist.
Yeah.
I actually ran into that the other day. I was looking for a bakery on Google Maps, and I kept skipping over these listings. They had blurry pictures and hardly any information.
I bet you ended up picking a bakery that had a nice profile, tons of photos of delicious-looking treats, and maybe even some great reviews.
You know it. The difference was huge. The one I chose just looked way more inviting and like I could trust it. Seeing those positive reviews from other people made me want to check it out.
That's social proof right there. It's not just you saying your business is great. It's about having other people say it too.
So step 1, if you haven't already claimed your Google Business Profile, then make sure all the info's up to date, your business web address, phone number, website hours, all that good stuff.
And don't forget photos. Use high-quality pics that show off your products, your services, and the vibe of your business.
Yeah, make it look good. And encourage your happy customers to leave reviews. Those 5-star ratings can really bring in new people.
Speaking of bringing in new people, I saw crazy 62% of calls to small businesses don't even get answered. Can you believe that?
Whoa, that's a lot of misconnections.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of lost money, too.
For sure. Every missed call could mean a lost customer, especially these days when everyone wants things so fast.
If somebody calls and you don't answer, they'll probably just move on to the next business on the list.
Yeah. But here's where things get interesting. This thing called missed call text back systems. These systems automatically send out a text message when you miss a call, so you can reach back out to those potential customers right away.
So instead of letting that missed call disappear, You're getting in touch and saying, hey, how can we help? That makes a lot of sense.
Imagine you're a homeowner and your basement starts flooding. It's an emergency, so you're calling every plumber you can find. One doesn't answer, another sends you to voicemail. You're getting stressed, but then one of the plumbers texts you back saying, sorry, we missed your call, how can we help? That would be a huge relief, right?
Oh, totally. It makes you feel like someone's actually listening and taking care of you. It could be the difference between picking that plumber and going with somebody else. Plus, who even listens to voicemails anymore? I know I don't.
Right. It's about giving your customers what they want and making the whole experience smooth and easy. It's a simple solution that could make a big difference. How much money you could be losing from those unanswered calls? For some businesses, it could be tens of thousands of dollars.
Yikes. Spending a little money on a tool like that could really pay off. It's like turning a weakness into a strength.
You got it. You're turning those missed calls into chances to connect with people and turn them into customers. Now that we've covered the GBP and making sure you're not missing out on any calls, let's make sure people can actually find you in the first place. That's where local SEO comes in.
Local SEO, it's like the secret code to getting your business higher up on those Google Maps search results. Sounds kind of technical, but I'm ready to learn.
Basically, when someone in your area searches for something you offer, you want your business to pop up right. Local SEO is all about telling Google that your business is the one they should show people for those local searches.
So it's not just being on Google Maps, it's about being at the top of the list.
You got it. It's on how to boost your local SEO. So let's say you're a plumber in Chicago. You'd want to make sure your website uses those words that people might search, like plumber Chicago, emergency plumbing Chicago, things like that.
But all this SEO stuff can be a little overwhelming, especially for business owners who are already super busy.
I know it's a lot, but don't worry. There are ways to make it simpler.
So we've talked about making your GBP awesome, catching those missed calls, conquering local SEO, and even streamlining your marketing with systems and automation. There are so many ways for local businesses to get noticed online. Before we get into even more specific tactics, I want to know what's sticking out to you so far. What are you curious about? What's something you think, hey, I could try that in my business today?
Technology can be a real lifesaver for local businesses. It's all about doing things efficiently and reaching more customers without burning yourself out. And that's where Sylvia and her web agency, ulu.com, come in. They specialize in helping local businesses just like yours tap into this digital gold mine. Now let's switch gears for a second and talk about two features that really blew my mind. AI employees and those missed call text back systems we talked about earlier. And they are seriously impressive.
It was wild to see how the AI talked to the customer, got all the info, and set up the appointment all by itself.
AI is changing the game for businesses. It makes sure you never miss a chance to connect with a customer, even when you're not around.
It's like having a receptionist who never sleeps. They can answer calls, collect information, and even schedule appointments, all without anyone actually being in the office.
It's mind-blowing, and it solves a huge problem for a lot of local businesses. Remember that stat we talked about? 62% of calls to small businesses go unanswered. Think about all the money they're losing just because nobody picked up the phone.
Yeah, it's crazy. But AI employees fix that. They answer right away, keep your branding consistent, and make things super smooth for potential customers.
And they can make a small business look way bigger and more professional than it really is, which is a huge advantage in a competitive market.
For businesses that aren't ready to jump into the world of AI employees, yet those missed call text back systems seem like a really good option.
It's all about catching those missed connections and making sure you don't lose potential customers.
So instead of someone getting frustrated and hanging up, they get a text right away saying, hey, sorry we missed your call, how can we help? It's so simple, but it could save a lead that would have been lost. Okay, we've covered a lot in this deep dive, from making your Google business profile the best it can be, to catching those missed calls, nailing local SEO, and even exploring cool new tech like AI employees and automated tools. It's clear that things are always changing in the digital world.
They definitely are. But if you stay informed, keep learning new things, and always focus on giving your customers real value, local businesses can not only survive, but really thrive in this exciting world of digital marketing. And if your profile isn't there or it's not looking good, you're just handing those customers over to your competitors.
No doubt about it. And, I think this is where a lot of business owners get stuck. They're resistant to the whole digital thing.
Yeah, I can see that. It can feel overwhelming, especially if you're not super tech savvy.
Totally. What's really stuck with me through all of this? It's the importance of taking action. Learning about these strategies is great, but actually using them is what makes the difference. In today's world, if you're not visible on Google, You're practically invisible to a huge chunk of potential customers.
It's like opening a store in the middle of nowhere and expecting people to just magically find you.
You got it. But the thing is, there's another store right next door on the main road with a bright, shiny sign and tons of foot traffic.
And they're probably killing it.
You bet. So here's my question for you. What's one small but impactful thing you can do today to improve your business online? Maybe it's claiming your Google business profile, or asking a happy customer to leave a review, or looking into one of those missed call text back systems.
Every big journey starts with a small step. Pick one thing, focus on it, and watch as those small efforts add up. And remember, we're here to support you every step of the way.
That's right. If you want to learn more about any of these strategies or find some helpful resources, we've got you covered. So get out there, make those digital dreams happen, and happy marketing.